bright and early this chapter came out, and I'm ready to talk about it. Um, a couple things I want to talk about right off the bat. This is gonna be a little bit of a different video, just because I'm pretty passionate about what's going on. And why am I so passionate? I think that this confirms, weirdly enough, confirms that a theory that I have been harking on since all the way back to Marineford, I think is true. I think is absolutely true. So, some basic things that happen this chapter. Sentomaru lost and is down. I don't care. I'm struggling to care. I don't know why anybody would care. This man announced himself as the most defensive man in the entire world, and then gets sauced up by, two good guys, Lucci and Kizaru, but he never stood a chance. He landed a good hit, but that hit didn't really seem to do anything to Borsalino. Absolutely nothing. The vice admirals have touched down. They fought with the pacifistas why they were not under their control, but now that they are, I think that we're going to start to see a little bit of a swing. Now, I went back and checked because there was something weird in the wordage of this chapter that said authority chip holders. I was like, what does that mean? And it just means whoever has that chip is the person that's in charge. So it's interesting to me that Kizaru decides not to go back and to give it to Saturn, because he's about to lose that chip. He's about to lose that chip. And I think we're going to see the pacifistas go like back and forth and back and forth. And the vice admirals, the part that they're going to play, I'm not 100% sure. The reason I say that he's about to lose that chip is because Luffy is going to win. I've been doing a lot of this today. He's going to win that fight. I think that the Admiral and Lucci, the Marines, the Navy, are outmatched in the matchups that they've chosen. I think that this proves, as I was saying, that Yonkou are stronger than Admirals. And why do I say that? The reason I say that is because there's no way Kizaru can truly beat Luffy right now and everything be fine. Because if he beats Luffy right now, which is the strongest person on this island for Team Vegapunk, then it's just kind of over. It's just kind of over. Zoro might be able to do something, but he's a little tied up right now with Lucci, which is, I think, another matchup that Zoro definitely wins. You could argue that, the strongest I could see Lucci being is like Queen, right? Like, if they have him on King level, that's kind of ridiculous. And because Zoro's already beaten King, his level, even if it is that high, doesn't really matter too much. But it seems like it might be a 2v2. So I'm not entirely sure how that's going to work either. Borsalino might team up with him, might have Lucci go deliver it back while he 2v1s the Luffy and Zoro. But here's the thing. Luffy's not losing that fight. He's not losing that fight. Gear 5 is going to be a little much for Kizaru. Now, Kizaru is nobody to sleep on. Nobody to sleep on at all. Sorry, I keep going back from Borsalino and Kizaru. Absolutely nobody to sleep on. And I believe that he will be able to hold the fight as long as he needs to. So his defeat is not really going to look like a defeat. And he has 4 missions that he is trying to accomplish. He needs to secure the power station. He needs to secure York. He needs to secure Punk Records. And most importantly of all, he needs to kill Dr. Vegapunk, which I think is completely within his grasp of doing. But Luffy's not going to lose. He's just not going to lose. So we'll see exactly how this fight's going to go down. I didn't expect them to meet up this early or the action to be taking place this quickly. But right now the Navy has a bit of the upper hand. They immediately broke through the siege, changed the pacifistas, and are killing the sea beasts. Which the sea beasts are like really valuable objects that sadly are not going to play a part anymore because they're about to be eliminated. And I agree with Saturn that the pacifistas Mark III are way more important than the sea beasts, way more powerful. I still think the sea beasts are like crucial weapons, but they're not like that crucial. Another thing I'm struggling to care with, Stussy got eliminated. I'm cool with it. As long as it's not Dr. Vegapunk immediately, I'm cool with it. Lucci's kind of a sneaky bastard himself. Sanji made a hell of a play securing Kaku, even though he would have been able to whoop him in his current condition, and just knowing how much stronger he's gotten. But exactly what they're going to do from here, I'm not sure. The rest of the Straw Hats. Obviously, everybody else is going to be fighting Dr. Vegapunk, and everybody's going to try to figure out the password. Besides that, I'm not sure. I think there might be a party to secure York, and then whoever's going to be after York is going to be an issue. Borsalino is the speed of light, so he's going to be able to travel and do all these things he needs to. And he understands that beating Luffy is not part of his plan. It's not part of his 4 missions. It's just not. So I don't think this fight is really going to turn out how we hope it's going to. I think that we're made to think that this fight's going to be crazy, and I think that we might get a chapter or two of it. But he's going to run. He's going to run, and he's going to accomplish his missions because of his absolute and crazy speed. We're going to see maybe a little bit more of a showing from Sanji interacting with Borsalino. And Zoro, I don't know. I didn't expect him to be fighting Rob Lucci at this moment. I didn't expect that. I think that he's going to sauce him up, but I didn't expect it. The reason I say that Yonkou is stronger than the admirals, the evidence is there since Marineford. I've been thinking about it. I was thinking about Fujitora at Dressrosa, and obviously Luffy was super outmatched then. But if you imagine Gear 5 in the situation that was on Dressrosa, Fujitora doesn't stand a chance. He doesn't stand a chance. He literally does not. And I think that Kizaru, I keep going back and forth, like I said. I think that Kizaru is the strongest of the base admirals at the moment, but I don't think that that gap is that wide, and I don't think that it's truly going to matter. The revolutionaries were also able to knock them back a decent amount. We don't know their level, but we do know that their level is below Luffy's level. We just kind of know that. In terms of Yonkou hierarchy, right? I think that Luffy isn't even in the top echelon. I think that he's the third strongest Yonkou, with fourth being Buggy the Clown. I think that Blackbeard and Shanks still got him covered. I think they still got him covered. So Luffy's definitely going to go through something here, whether it's a little battle with Saturn, a strong and hard battle with Borsalino. I'm not sure, but he is not in that the upper echelon at all. Zoro too is not in the upper echelon. I would put him at about 3 as well. I think that he's got Shiryu covered, but Mihawk and Beckman, I don't think that there's a chance there. I don't. Of course, this is all speculation, but I'm convinced of all of these things, So we see Luffy about to fight this admiral. We're finally about to be able to get that answer that we're seeking, but I promise you that we're not actually going to get it. We're not. And I wish that we were, but we're not. Oda's been playing this card of, I won't let you know who's stronger. I'm going to keep this mystery veil over the idea of who's stronger between who. And there's so many variables. He does such a great job of putting in all these small little details that makes it impossible to know. I've had this debate so many times with, if Luffy and Kaido win at each other at 100%, who wins? At the start of Onigashima. And a lot of people say Kaido. And I kind of can agree with that. I know Luffy beat him in Gear 5, but that was a Kaido who was already kind of out of it. Of course, Luffy was kind of out of it too, but that was like him coming into his form. The samurai obviously helped, Yamato obviously helped, and he had a lot of help with all of it. So it's like, can he take out Kaido full strength? Maybe. But the thing now is I don't think that Borsalino is going to really stay behind. I think that there's going to be these things that people are still going to be able to argue the point of, I think admirals are still stronger than Yonkou, because we're not going to get a definitive end at this. I think that Kizaru is going to have an excellent showing. Just as I had hoped, he whooped Sentomaru's ass, which I wanted, which I desired, because if he didn't, he was going to be looking bad coming into his fight with Luffy or Zoro, as I was thinking. But it looks like Luffy. I don't think there's nothing on this ship that Kizaru needs at all. So he's just trying to beat Luffy quickly, and I think once he realizes that's not going to happen, he's going to have to accomplish these missions. If you think that something else is going to happen, please tell me, but it's not. It's just not going to happen. I don't think that he has what it takes. Luffy is at full power as far as we know right now. He did use Gear 5 earlier in the day, but I think that he's fine at this point. He's eaten, and eaten is kind of like him getting back to 100%, so I think that he's good to go. I'm excited for these next couple chapters, even though we have a break week. But don't expect anything crazy definitive. Don't expect a panel of Kizaru dead. Don't expect Luffy being like beaten and like time skip and we get a flashback of him like, this is how Kizaru kicked his ass. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I wish it was, but it's just not going to happen. That's all I have to say about this chapter. I hope that you guys are going to watch the Netflix adaptation. My hopes have risen about that much from some scenes that I've seen. I think that we can all enjoy this, but don't expect the world of it. It's just, that's not what it's going to be. But go and watch it. I'll see you guys in 2 weeks. Have a blessed weekend. Have a blessed day. And God bless.